It's great to be speaking to you today. And I want to talk to you about the Convention for the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, CEDAW. This was signed by our government back in 1986, and the objective of it was to guarantee women's rights and achieve gender equality throughout our legislation. Well, sadly, that's just not happened. 40 years on or so, it's still quiet. So what I can announce today, as a result of the tremendous work of the Back to 60 organisation, is a People's Tribunal into CEDAW. This People's Tribunal, established from the Bertrand Russell, Jean Paul Sartre tribunals going back to 1965, 67, examining American conduct during the Vietnamese War, will examine evidence, critically examine evidence called and read and placed before independent judges, and that's critical, independent judges, to see exactly why there has been such a delay in bringing CEDAW into our domestic legislation, whether those delays are legitimate or not, and ultimately to make strong recommendations as to how the ultimate objectives of CEDAW can become part of our domestic legislation. It is quite appalling, in my view, that it has taken so long for this to happen. And this People's Tribunal, an independent tribunal, which will hear the evidence over a number of days, will seek to address those wrongs. I'll be ably assisted as counsel to that tribunal. I'm thrilled to accept that role by Professor Jackie Jones and Hannah Manzur. I'm looking forward to working with them. In fact, I can let you into a secret. I've already started working with them.
I am delighted to be working with John Cooper QC and Jackie Jones on the CEDAW People's Tribunal announced here today. CEDAW is a promise made to women and girls by our government 40 years ago, a promise yet to be fulfilled. Every girl born in the UK should be able to realise as of right her true potential. This roadmap, this blueprint, if you will, is a powerful tool to creating a better world for women of all ages, ethnicities, sexualities, and from all backgrounds. It is time for us to hold the government to account and ensure that they uphold their duty to eliminate all forms of discrimination against women.
It is time, absolutely right, Hannah. Thank you, John. I'm absolutely thrilled that both of you and others, of course, are going to be part of the legal team presenting this case to a People's Tribunal. It is absolutely our time. What time is it? It's time that the women's business is done. As was said, 21st century, women's human rights are still suffering and lagging behind, especially in the UK. What we need to do is have a People's Tribunal examining how we can put CEDAW into domestic law, and I'm sure they'll conclude it's a good idea. Why? Because CEDAW covers all sorts of aspects of our lives that are not providing substantive transformative equality yet. So that's what we're going to do. Watch this space.